All right, the NBA took a major loss this week as my favorite player, Kyrie Irving, tore his ACL, effectively ending his season. Now, the Luka trade really only happened because the Mavericks had Kyrie Irving, who they feel like is just as talented with the ball in his hand, but a better leader. And now with this injury and the injury to Anthony Davis, it's not just this season, but the next 15 years of the Dallas Mavericks feels like it's very, very bleak. Samaria, is the Luka Dončić trade the worst trade in NBA history?
It depends on who you ask. I think the rest of us, or all of us, feel like that was probably the stupidest trade. But apparently, the owners, I feel like this is what they wanted. Like, I mean, I don't know who they worship, but they doing some black magic or something, because they wanted a situation where they would be able to twist Texas legislature's arms so that they can get this casino in American Airlines Center. If not, they said they would go to Vegas and take the Mavericks there. So it seems like, unfortunately, everything is working in their favor. They traded Luka to the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis got hurt the first night that he played, and now Kyrie is out for the year. I mean, everything bad that could happen has happened. And if I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, I am highly upset with everything that's going on. But like I said, the owners, they wanted a situation where legislature would come and change and say, you know, actually you can have a casino. I don't know why they want a casino so bad, but they might get it.
Well, casinos print money. So yeah, it would make sense to be I think the only casino in Texas. Yeah. You know, a couple of years ago, Rudy Gobert, my least favorite player in the NBA, was traded for, a well of fortune from the Utah Jazz to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that was by far the worst trade that I'd ever seen. But this takes the cake. I don't know if you have been watching the Lakers play lately. They looking like championship contenders. I ain't gonna lie to you. They looking good, man. And Luka had taken 2 months off of basketball as he healed from an injury. And in 3 weeks, man, you leverage the entire future of your franchise for the next decade and a half for two guys who are often injured. And that's just not a smart business decision, right? Like, you had somebody that you could really put the franchise on his back. You had him. You had this same approach with Dirk Nowitzki, right? Like, Dirk was in Dallas for 20 years. And he's somebody who helped you win one championship, excuse me. But like, I don't understand why you don't replicate that same play. I don't know anything about the Texas legislature stuff. I'm not sure, because I don't think that this is the team that's going to be moving to Las Vegas, which I think is going to be LeBron James's team whenever he officially retires in 2 or 3 years. So this is a team that ultimately might wind up in like Seattle. And the Seattle Mavericks is not that sexy. And I just think that this ownership group, which is very new, obviously Mark Cuban owned the team for a long time. This ownership group, I don't know what their intentions are. They have very interesting political ties, and I think that they are taking a play from some of their political inspirations to just create chaos.
That's obviously what they're doing.
Yeah, but it's bad business. It's bad business.
It is bad business, but they feel like that's the way that they gotta get what they want. I ultimately feel the worst about Kyrie. I'm just like, it's just really sad, because it seemed like things were really looking up for him after some controversy that he had in previous years. He was the star of the team. This was his team. And so to go out like that, and then to see him shoot his free throws, and I mean, it was just really heartbreaking.
Yeah, very Kobe-esque. Remember, Kobe tore his Achilles and then shot his free throws. Yes. Kyrie tore his ACL, shot his free throws. I love that. Mm-hmm. I do feel bad for Kai. This is a year in which he can opt out of his contract, and he was definitely for sure going to be finding probably a max deal this offseason once he opted out of his contract. And now with an injury like this for a guy who turns 33 next week, I don't know what that looks like for him. And that is very unfortunate. But I think the person that he is, right, and who he's shown himself to be, forget what the media has said about Kai, right? Forget the scrutiny and all of that stuff. People love Kyrie Irving because he's solid. He's a solid, motivational, inspirational guy. And so I feel like his fortune, though it may not be as great monetarily as we initially thought it might be, will be phenomenal. And that could be even outside of Dallas. I don't even know if he now wants to continue to be a Dallas Maverick. When you look at this, at the franchise, it looks real bleak. So maybe there's a situation or scenario where Kyrie signs a long-term deal with maybe the Los Angeles Lakers, who always are in need of a point guard, or maybe the New York Knicks, or a slew of maybe you want to go be Wemby's point guard of the future. No, they got De'Aaron Fox, but there are a number of different teams that Kyrie can go to now. And once he's fully healed from this ACL injury in about a year and a half, they're going to find a special player on their team. So we'll see what happens. Y'all let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Is the Luka Dončić trade the worst trade in NBA history? Let us know your thoughts. We appreciate you.